Welcome to the Viewing Center, everyone. I'm Tega, joined by Edmund Oris today. Oris, how are you doing?
So Tega, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm buzzing. I'm fine. I'm alright. We're La Liga champions, so everywhere is good. Everywhere is good.
I was going to get into that. I think you enjoyed your week. With being the La Liga champion, I think that was going to come. Obviously, it was obvious. Real Madrid has been poor, and there's no any good team that could challenge you guys. And
why Atletico are pretty close? So why you put it like it was? We were consistent. Was Atletico put up a fight? It was close at some point, but ultimately, Lionel Messi and Barcelona always come true.
Yeah, I mean, it was not to diminish any of your good form. Good form. I think it's a very hard one to win a league, and you guys have achieved that. So, congratulations on that part.
Yeah, thank you.
Since we started with Barcelona, let's actually start the show with talking about Manchester United vs Chelsea that happened on Sunday evening. How did you see the game?
Funny game. Somebody on Twitter called it the Battle of Bastards. And I actually found it very funny and very apt because I think it's actually very correct. These are two clubs that formerly used to be big teams. I said that if in previous years this fixture would have been the title decider,
yeah.
But now it felt like the top four decider, and it still did not live up to the billing. It was poor. It was terrible. It was the only good part of the game was the beginning. You get, and then every other person. I was watching the game and I was thinking, what is happening?
Yeah,
I cannot call two or three players that will get into the Barcelona's team or the Real Madrid team as of now, even as poor as Real Madrid are. Maybe only Eden Hazard, and I wanted to call David De Gea, but we saw the blunder he committed.
Yeah.
You get, so who again? Pogba will not bench Casemiro. He will not bench Kroos or Modric on their day. He will not bench Busquets. He will not bench Rakitic. Okay, maybe Otto, but that's arguable because when they played, Otto was class. So it's just poor. Higuain was just straying offside time and time again. It's like almost like it was looking for. Wanted to set a record for who could stay offside more in the game. Lukaku too was Willian was just. Kante was losing the ball. Everything. Everybody just felt like they were underperforming. Okay, maybe only Kovacic. I think Kovacic had a good game. Hazard had few patches, but I beg 1-1 was a fair result, Jerry.
Yeah, I think it was. They were both very poor. It was just an evidence of these two teams because I'm actually a Chelsea fan. I think it was just an evidence of these two teams are very poor, and in fact, every team battling for the top four now: Tottenham, Arsenal, Man U, Chelsea. I think all the four teams are pretty inconsistent, and especially Man U and Chelsea. It's just an evidence that these two teams were very poor. And in fact, I don't think any of them really wanted to win that game. It was just, okay, let's just try, make sure we don't lose so we can still be in the battle for the top four, because it almost feels like they don't want to qualify for the competition. They are afraid of qualifying for the competition. I don't just understand. Because Tottenham lost, Arsenal lost. This is the opportunity. Somebody should just take the win. You get, they played for 97 minutes, but they could have played for 2 more hours and nobody would have scored. It's terrible. Yeah. I just think it's just an evidence that these teams are not, at least this season, they are not just ready to really play. Maybe next season they will come back better with better ideas, and maybe
they have a lot of work, a lot of rebuilding to do.
So I saw Dramatas go. I actually caught up with the game in the second half because I kind of slept through the first half. I didn't see the game throughout the first half, so I started the second half and I saw Dramatas go, which was Man U's first goal from open play in about I think 6 hours or so. That was 9 hours. Yeah, it was. It was
their last goal. Their last goal in open play was in April. I think first week of April when they played Wolves. So that's a long time. Then we
also saw De Gea making a mistake. I don't know. I've never been on the camp that I don't want to sound harsh or sound biased, but I've never been on the camp that they get the best goalkeeper in the world just because he makes good saves. But I feel most of these saves come to him directly, and he knows that to turn a simple save into a dramatic save. And I feel now that his defense is now not really helping him now. It's kind of being exposed and he's on a bad run of form. I don't know what you feel about De Gea's form at the moment.
Well, I kind of feel for him, honestly. I feel bad for him because he's a world-class goalkeeper. definitely top 3 in the world, regardless of you get. But I've not just been on the. My own issue with him was I know that he's good, but with the kind of footballing ideas that I have, I'm a Barcelona fan. I like my goalkeepers to be able to play out from the back. If I'm to pick, I will pick many other goalkeepers before him. Forget it. He has good reflexes. You get good shot stopping abilities, but his leg work is not so good. But he has been terrible. He was at fault for Sané's goal. He was at fault for Messi's goul, Messi's second goal.
I even think Bernardo Silva's goal was also at fault for it against Man City. Because I think he wasn't blocked and he had the chance to actually stop.
Bernardo Silva, I can't really blame him for that because number one, Luke Shaw was there, so I'm sure he was gambling on Luke Shaw.
But he had a lot they still had space. It wasn't like he was totally blocked from seeing the ball.
Okay, but that's arguable.
Yeah, but
something is clearly wrong. Maybe there are reports that he's asking for Alexis Sanchez's wage, something of that.
Yeah, he deserves it.
Before he signs a new contract, and I don't know. I don't think Real Madrid want to buy him anymore. Abi?
I don't know. I don't think it's
I don't think they don't want to buy him because he then likes Keylor Navas. Courtois is not even playing again. You get so I don't think so. I don't see which big club wants to buy him.
I think PSG will most likely be interested in him.
That's a possibility. But they've not been any reports that they are approaching him yet now.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to say, okay, maybe a move out of Manchester United is what is distracting him. It's just very uncharacteristic of him because he's always so reliable. For many years, he has been their shining light and their sound-out performance. So to watch him just capitulate and be handing goals to opponent like Santa Claus is just out of this.
Well, let's talk about Mourinho now. Because Mourinho said finishing second with this Manchester United team was like his biggest achievement. Do we think, and when he said it that time, I think everybody all laughed like Mourinho is being crazy. He has won the Champions League with Porto. He has won the Champions League with Inter Milan. He has won so many league titles with Chelsea. But he saying finishing second is with Manchester United is kind of his biggest achievement. And we all laughed at it, but was it right all along? What do you think?
What I felt personally when Mourinho made that statement, I found it very funny. I was when I heard it, I was laughing. I was like, the great Mourinho that has won league titles in Spain, in England, in Italy. And we all know how he always brags about So when I heard that finishing second, I was like, what's this? Well, I think in recent weeks, a lot of things have actually come to light, and you see that what he was saying was not so far from the truth because the team is just piss poor. The team is just mediocre. It's not up to the standard of Manchester United. But then again, to give credit to Manchester United, most of the players or a couple of them were bought by Mourinho. So what are we talking about? Because he bought Matic, he bought Fred, he bought Sanchez, he bought what did he buy again? He bought
Lukaku, I guess.
He bought Dalot, he bought Lukaku. You are already counting 6-7 players, and none of them have lived except Pogba. Let's exclude Pogba. The rest of them have been mediocre. Matic was good for a season, and then he has come back to the regular default Matic. Has not just been up to the standard of Manchester United. So for him to say it was a good achievement because with this team, it's difficult to see them how they will be second. And I think Mourinho was the only one that will have been able to do that, but they have. We're just going to say the same thing, that Solskjaer has a lot of work to do. A lot of people have to leave, and he has to get in a lot of good quality buys in the summer. Okay,
because because you're saying now Solskjaer has a lot of work to do and everything. But I feel the same thing that happened to. Who is this Real Madrid coach now? Okay, Santi Solari. The Santi effects might happen to Solskjaer. Because I do feel because me personally, I feel Solskjaer might be the second coach in the history of football to be appointed interim coach, appointed permanent coach, and at the end of the season decides, okay, this Manchester team is actually poor. I don't want to be associated with this team, and he just resigns, or he gets sacked because he has had 10 matches now, 7 losses, 1 draw, and just 2 wins out of 10 games. do you see so Solskjaer getting sacked even before next season comes? And Manchester United,
no, I don't think that's
a bad decision. Let's sack him. Or he decided
I don't think that is going to happen. When they took over Denver, they were, I think, about 10 points behind fourth place.
Yeah,
you get, so whatever magic whatever factor he used to pull them to be in contention, you have to give him credit for that. And also,
but those things are not working again.
Listen. I think also before the United board decided to make his deal permanent, they must have thought about the possibility that, okay, we are going to play Barcelona, we're probably going to get knocked out, and we're probably not going to finish in the top 4. So I'm sure they must have considered that. So I think they are ready for that. So I think they will still give him a couple. I don't see them sacking him at the end of the season because maybe they don't finish in the top 4 or for whatever reason. I see them giving him his preseason, give him the players that they want. Then we can start to judge him from there. You can't start judging him based on another man's work and because he's not producing no, I don't think it will be fair. I don't think they will do that.
Okay, another team not producing results. Arsenal. I was shocked. Those 3-0. I mean, can't he just stop? They lost to, I think they lost to who did they lose to last week? And that we bashed them. They
lost to Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
They were trashed by Wolves and now trashed by Leicester City.
Yeah.
It's just embarrassing, Tega. It's outrageous. It's appalling. And to be fair, if you lose games like this, you don't deserve to be in the Champions League. Because let's face it, what do you want to go and do in the Champions League? How do you perform in the Champions League playing like this? You take this match Arsenal team and you put them against the likes of Real Madrid, PSG, or Barcelona. It's going to be comical. We all know what Bayern Munich did to them on the regular 5-1, 5-1, 5-1. So if you are losing a must-win game against Leicester City, a must-win game against Wolves, a must-win game against Crystal Palace, and conceding 3 goals in each of those games, you are losing. You don't deserve to be in the Champions League. Now, let's face it, it's outrageous. I don't even know. I don't know where the fault is from, whether it's Emery, whether it's the players. For me, as far as I'm concerned, everybody at that club is responsible.
I mean,
Emery went ahead. You saw on this podcast last week when myself and Williams were complaining about Mustafi being shot. Emery went ahead and started Mustafi again.
But he didn't start Mustafi last week, and you guys still lost. And this time he started Mustafi. I don't think
he started Mustafi against Crystal Palace now.
You know, he's just looking at 2 bad eggs, and I think he started Koscielny last week, and Papa Socrates. Then
how do you play Napoli and you play like them twice? You keep a clean sheet in both games, and then you go and play Crystal Palace and you concede three goals each. They are not serious. They are not ready. They should not go to Champions League. They should remain in Europa. Yes.
At this point, do you see Benfica beating Arsenal at this point in the Europa League?
Funny enough, I still see Arsenal going through. That's just the funny thing, because that club is a very, 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 very funny club. You cannot predict them. When you think that, when you expect them to win, that's when they will lose. Everybody expected them to at least get a couple of points, because Tottenham had lost. You know your main rivals, Manchester United and Chelsea, are playing against each other. So just go. I don't know how you want to just dig a win out, but you can't. They can't. They lost. I still see them going through against Benfica, but it's a long shot.
Yeah. I during that game I saw the inexperience of Maitland-Niles. I mean, getting two yellow cards in the first half, I think that was just crazy. Getting a yellow card, then making another challenge in the space of 15 minutes. It hasn't been the first thing for a while, so I don't know why he should make that kind of error. At least he should calm down. If he wants to get a red card, he should get in the second half, not stable. I think also the red card did give us issues, but losing 3-0, even we've seen bigger teams
before
with the better quality.
Before the red card, they were already being overplayed. They were already being overrun. You could tell that I don't think the red card was of any major difference. Nationalize, it happens. You get all this type of things happen. He's not the first person to get. Gerrard has gotten the red card immediately after coming on the second half, so it can happen. But to be fair to him, he was not being offered enough protection by Mkhitaryan.
Yeah.
I mean, the team is just shambolic. I'm tired of Arsenal.
All Leicester City, because I think they have a very huge role to play in this remaining 2 weeks of 2 rounds of matches in the APL.
Yeah, they go
Chelsea next. They play Chelsea. They play City. They play Manchester City first, and they now play Chelsea. Yes. So they could decide who wins the league, and also decide who gets top 4. I think if they get 3 points against any of these two, it might derail one of either Man City winning the league or just getting top 4. But I see Man City doing the job against them, and I also don't see. Even if Chelsea lose, I also don't see it affecting Chelsea, because every other team in that top 4 battle, like we said, are not trustworthy. You don't just trust them. We saw Tottenham, we saw Arsenal, we've seen Man U, we've seen Chelsea. These teams are not trustworthy. So it's like all of them are helping each other. Who wants top 4? Let me give you. This one say I don't want to. Another one comes. Who wants top 4? I don't think they are trustworthy enough. Even if
like I said, they are afraid of qualifying because they don't trust in their abilities to perform in that competition. So they rather not compete.
But for Tottenham, they lost 1-0 in their new stadium. Are we going to see like the Spursy effect? Do we see them bottling the top 4 position, or do you think
I know. I think they've already just done. They barely just done enough, because I think they're on 71 points now. I think or 70.
Yes,
I think
70.
4 points. How many points behind? How many points ahead of Chelsea? 3.
They are 2 points ahead of Chelsea and 4 Arsenal.
I don't just think they will lose their next 2 games for Arsenal to overtake them. So I feel Spurs are home and dry. I think they may finish 4th, but definitely in the top 4. So it's remaining for the other 3 bad heads to just find a way. But I don't see Man United going through. I see it difficult. But Chelsea can go ahead to lose their next 2.
I don't think that's going. I think out of these 4 teams, I think the most consistent at the moment is even Chelsea. Out of these 4 teams, Chelsea has been consistent to a level. Liverpool played against Huddersfield, which I think was, and it was just Huddersfield. They were just there to participate, in my opinion.
It was a routine win.
I think the only thing I would like to talk about is just the 3 African players. Mane, Salah, Naby Keita, they all got the goals for Liverpool. I think Liverpool have really invested in getting the best talents out of Africa, and it's kind of shame because these key players are the ones that are really helping push their side. I think without Mane and Salah in that team, it's just going to be it will be harder. If any of them gets injured at this moment now, for me, I don't see Liverpool win the league. But these players have been key to their success. What do you think?
Yeah, very true, very, very true. And Salah, Mane is on 20 goals already. Salah on 21 goals.
21.
So, yeah, they are the 2 major marksmen along with Firmino and Van Dijk at the back. So I think they done well. African players are representing well. Keita is doing well. I think Aubameyang is also in the race for Golden Boots. I think he's on 19 or so. Then you have this guy in Leicester City. What's his name?
Vardy. Okay.
No, the Nigerian
in Leicester City.
Yes.
Ndidi.
Yes. I saw on Twitter that he has the highest number of interceptions the highest number of tackles. Number of tackles in the Premier League. So again, they are doing well. It's good. It's good for Africa. It's good for African football. I just can't wait to see Nations Cup when the season is over.
Klopp has been playing mind games recently. He started with Man United when he said Manchester City. It doesn't say Man United influencing any chances of Manchester City winning the league in terms of it doesn't say Man is stopping them. So he was trying to ginger up Man United, which obviously didn't work. And he did the same thing against Burnley that was yesterday or the day before when he said if he was going to pick any team to go away and play, he would not like to pick Burnley because they know how to defend, they know how to sit back and attack when they need to attack and defend. And it obviously almost works today because we saw Manchester City playing a 1-0, just managed to get the 3 points they needed. So Klopp has been playing mind games recently. It kind of reminds me of what Sir Alex Ferguson then needs to do with Arsene Wenger, or what Jose Mourinho then needs to do with Sir Alex Ferguson when they will play mind games with each other on who is going to win the league. So do you think Klopp's mind games will eventually work, or it's just
no
end?
And I've been saying it right from time, Tega, that Liverpool are not going to win the league, which is unfortunate because they are going to get 97 points. I see them winning both their games. I've been saying since, and I also see City winning both their remaining games. The toughest test for City was that period where they took on Tottenham at home, Manchester United in the derby away, and then Burnley. Klopp was right when he said if he's to pick any team to play away, he's not going to pick Burnley because we all know how difficult it is to play in Burnley. The stadium is small, the fans are close to the pitch, the atmosphere is. I watch I think the last 30 minutes of the City game. You get City could not just put the ball in the net again. It just felt like all those games where you knew something was going to happen and Burnley would just snatch a goal at death. You get so credit to City for just controlling the games, and it was difficult. It was hard. At one point, the Guardiola took off Aguero, brought in John Stones. Another point, he took off Sterling, brought in Otamendi. You get those are not Guardiola like.
It's substitutions, yes.
Yeah, but it just goes to show you that it's not easy. It's not easy. It was a difficult win because, but to be fair to City, they controlled the goal because Burnley had just two attempts on target, zero shot on 2 attempts at goal, 0 shot on target. Yeah, but then at the dying minutes of the game, anything can happen. You get so he just did that as precaution. But I don't just see City falling through now.
It just goes to show the kind of quality that Manchester City and Liverpool have over this other top 4 teams. In fact, every team in the Premier League, because I looked at the table today and I saw these bottom 3 teams, the likes of Huddersfield, Fulham, Cardiff. Those 3 teams have not picked up a single point against any of the top 6 teams, as in they've not even drawn. So it just shows that there's a very big quality difference in the Premier League between these top 6 teams and the bottom teams. And there's a huge difference between Manchester City and Liverpool and the rest of Chelsea.
The top 4.
Yeah.
Yes. Liverpool have lost just once all season.
Yeah.
And that's to Manchester City. In any other season, they should be champions because you don't get up to 91 points or 97, which I think they will hit and not be champions. It's just unfortunate that Manchester City are in equally good form because they got 100 points last season, and they'll probably get 98 this season, which is outrageous, Tega. How do you?
It's crazy.
90? It's crazy. So kudos to Guardiola, kudos to Klopp. The competition is interesting to watch. It's very interesting to watch. It makes for good viewing.
Real Madrid. We saw Real Madrid this 90. They lost 1-0. Let's move to the La Liga. Now Real Madrid lost 1-0, and you guys.
I don't think.
Guys obviously won the league, which we started with. So
I don't think we've hammered enough on Barcelona win.
Okay, I give you the next 2 minutes to hammer on Barcelona's La Liga win.
Yes, I want to hammer on the win because it's the eighth title in 11 years, yeah? So a lot of people are having this tendency to call it a farmers league or it's not competitive enough. Barcelona have done that playing against the best team and the biggest and the best team in the world in the person of Real Madrid. Real Madrid have 13 European Championship. Champions League title. They've won the last 3 consecutive. Nobody has won back to back. They've won it 3 times. And they are competing against that. Barcelona have been competing against that level of competition in La Liga, They are also competing against Atletico that have won 2 Europa League in the last 6 years or so. They are competing against Sevilla that won 3 consecutive Europa League titles. So how do you compete against those people and win, and then you say it's not competitive enough? What kind of competition do you need again? You get what I'm saying? So to just rule off, or for anybody that is just wanting to just rule out what Barcelona is doing and saying, it's not, no, it's not like that. The league is competitive because you have Real Madrid there, you had Ronaldo there. You get what I'm saying? They've won the last 3 Champions League titles, the last 3, yes. So don't just, there's lots of competition. It's just that Barcelona have been very good. And all that Barcelona have been very good is just down to the brilliance of Lionel Messi because the guy has been consistent. Over a 38-week season, he is going to be consistent in roughly 35-36. You hardly see Messi having an off day in the league. And maybe if he has an off day and they lose, he will always make up for it in the other games. So it's an outrageous achievement. It's an outrageous achievement. It's a very good one, not to be trivialized with.
I don't think me personally. I don't think I'm going to underrate like Barca's success or everything because I've seen if it was that easy, Real Madrid should also be competing.
Yes.
In the league. We've seen Real Madrid this season. They've been so bad. Even Zidane had to leave at some point. I know Zidane won the league once. Then he had to leave because he saw that okay, this team is not good enough for me to even compete. He could see the future, but now he's back to Real Madrid. So I feel Barca's achievement should not be underestimated. But I feel the person that should be praised for all this achievement that Barca has gone through recently, and especially this season, is Lionel Messi because even without him yesterday, Barca would not have been able to win that game. In my opinion, he was rested, and there was nothing coming from Barcelona. Once he came to the pitch and he did his Lionel Messi magic, and he go just.
So that guy is a magician, Tega. That goal, the goal, like when the thing is, everybody in the world going to a football match playing against Barcelona, expecting Messi to do something. You get the coaches over the week before the game, the opposition coaches, they've prepared they have planned for him. They've told their defenders, this is how you stop him, this is how you don't show him your right foot, block him, do this. You get literally their whole defense is going to just be drilled on how to limit the effect of Lionel Messi. But literally every week he goes and he outmaneuvers them, he outsmarts them. It's crazy. The goal yesterday was just interesting. I felt like it was fitting that he was the one to score the goal to get them the win. You get because there was not just enough bites in Barcelona without Messi. And the past 10 years, because they won 8 in 11, the past 8 titles, Messi has literally been single-handedly responsible for them. So credit to him. It just goes to show his effect as the greatest player the world has ever seen.
Okay. I'm sure Ronaldo fans will not agree with you, but that's another discussion for us.
It's not up to them. Deep down in their hearts, they know Tega. Deep down, I'm sure you know.
This is a good time to jump into the Champions League. Barcelona take on Liverpool. And I want to ask you, let's start the topic by, I want to ask you this very honest question, which I need to be objective with. Try as much as possible to be objective with this question.
No, I'm always very objective.
When it comes to Barcelona, you are always one-sided. Okay, let me go straight to the question now. In Barcelona's front three and Liverpool's front three, which is better?
Which is better? Yes. I would say Barcelona's front three, that is Messi, Coutinho, and
Suarez.
And are you putting Dembele in place of Coutinho?
Anyone you go with is fine by me. Then we're talking about Mane, Firmino, and Salah. In this front three, which is better?
Well, Tega, that's a very difficult question to answer.
It is not difficult to me because I actually know which is better.
It's difficult. No, listen. It's difficult to answer. You know why it's difficult to answer?
Why?
Because to choose any other team or any other aspect of the game that involves Messi, to choose and go against him, it doesn't just feel right. You know why it doesn't just feel right? I'm not saying
that Messi is not the best player in the world, or is not the best player. I'm accepting that. But I'm saying as a front three. Okay, go on.
That's what I'm saying. Because Messi on his own is equivalent. He is more than a person. You get, and you know what it does? It makes up for the lack of efficiency of the other players. Okay. And you know who I will go with? I will go with Barcelona. You know why I will go with Barcelona?
Why?
Messi has 34 goals. Suarez, for all whatever you want to say about Suarez, yes, I know his form is up and down. He has 21 goals in the league. That is the same number of goals that Salah has. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So plus there's always this factor that Messi brings that the other three people combined, that's Mane, Salah, and Firmino, they don't have. So I will always want to have a Lionel Messi in my side. So if I'm to pick, I will pick the side that has Lionel Messi. So that's why I say it's difficult to say.
Well,
if you start calculating their goal return, calculate Firmino, Salah, and this thing, calculate their assist and everything. I'm sure if you add it up, the difference is not going to be much. Either it's going to be like with one or two, because Messi creates so many goals on his own and he creates so many assists. That's what I'm saying. It makes up for the deficiency of maybe Coutinho and Suarez. You get?
Yeah, I can see your argument. I can see your argument there, but I feel in terms of dynamism, in terms of the way these players can change, the way their speed, the way they attacking wise, I feel as a group, the front three of Liverpool is better than the front three of Barcelona. But Messi obviously makes up for the shortcomings of the other ones and can produce a bit of magic here and there to make the shortcomings of Suarez and the shortcomings of Coutinho or Dembele or any of the attacking players. Will Barcelona now, can they combat Liverpool's front three in Camp Nou? Because obviously I feel Barcelona should be able to win in Camp Nou. But getting to Anfield might be a difficult thing because in Anfield, I expect it's going to be a little bit more trickier for Barcelona, and I expect Liverpool to actually beat Barcelona in Anfield. But seriously, I feel Liverpool.
No, what you are saying is the truth. What you are saying is the truth. Is what every football fan would think. Is what every football person will say. Barcelona beats Liverpool at the Camp Nou. Liverpool beats Barca at the Camp Nou. So we see. But let me tell you what will happen.
Yeah.
The score line in the first leg is going to effectively end the tie. I'm saying a 3-0 victory for Barcelona. Yes.
So it just depends on how Liverpool can defend it. No, that's the problem, I guess.
That's the problem, and Barcelona know how hostile the Anfield atmosphere is going to be, so they will want to wrap it up in the first leg. And I was doing the research over because I used to prefer when Barca played the second leg at home. You get, yeah. But I've looked at our recent all our semi-final performances. We perform well and we qualify most times when we play our first leg at home. Our last qualification when we got to the final, we played Bayern Munich. We beat them 3-0 at home.
Yeah,
that effectively put the tie out. The other time we qualified, we played Real Madrid. Sorry. The other times where we've lost, we lost to Chelsea at Camp Nou, second leg.
Yes.
Goal. We lost to Inter Milan at Camp Nou after we lost the first leg. You get?
Yeah.
We lost to the year Bayern Munich trashed us 3-0 at their home and 4-0 at our home. We played the second leg at home. So it's difficult to say. So at the end of the day, I just still see Barcelona going through because of that Messi factor. They will win, and then Liverpool will go to Anfield and we want to chase the game, and Barcelona will. You don't give Messi space. You get, so I just see Barca going through.
Okay,
but it's going to be a difficult game. It's going to be a very interesting game for the neutrals. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be they are already building the Van Dijk and Messi build up. Salah. Salah who is in yes. He hasn't been dribble pass. That is going to be interesting to watch. You have Mane who is playing like he's on drugs. You have Salah there, and of course, but there are doubts about Firmino's fitness also, whether he's going to be fit for the game. And well, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be, but I just still see Barcelona going through.
Yeah, I think Firmino's fitness is going to impact the way Liverpool play, and obviously, Klopp has to decide who he plays in his midfield. Whether it goes with Fabinho, Milner, with Wijnaldum, Henderson, Keita. He has a lot of players to pick in that position. So who are the three he trusts in Camp Nou that can actually stifle Messi and hold that midfield against Barcelona? That's going to be a very key battle.
Tega, when I hear you say things like stifle, nobody does that to Messi. Nobody does that.
We shall see. Chelsea used to do it. Chelsea used to do it then when we had played
Messi is not that player anymore. Those days, all Messi had to do was score. Now, for Messi to have an impact on the game, it does not necessarily have to score. He can take a pass and to the halfway line. He saw the third goal against Man United and just one or three pass.
There's another game there. We can talk about Messi all hour long, but there's another game in the Champions League now. Spurs versus Ajax, and I think this is a battle of, in my opinion, of two underdogs who are always called. They've always been known as underdogs in Champions League when they are playing in Champions League. Everybody knows them as okay. And they are not expected to win, but they can put up a good fight. That's what we all say for Ajax, and that's what we all say for Tottenham too. And now they are both in the semi-final. And I think the problem with these two teams is that they both play as underdogs, but now one of them is obviously the favourite at the moment. And for me, I feel the favourite at the moment is Ajax, just because Tottenham have lots of injuries at the moment. I mean, there's no Kane, There's no Harry Winks. There's no Sissoko is a doubt for the game. There's no Oria. There's no Lamela, and another player, Son, is out for the first leg. He will not play the first leg through suspension. So these key players out for Tottenham, how does it affect their chances of actually getting the results in the first leg, Ajax?
The chances are slim, guys, to be honest. Plus, Ajax had this, their league took a whole leave for them just to rest for this game. You get why Tottenham had to battle in the London derby against West Ham, and also morale is Harry Kane is out. Son, their other hitman, is out. So where do they score from? Llorente. It's going to be interesting to watch. Tega. It's going to be very interesting, but I just still see Ajax edging through. But for sentimental reasons, though, I want Tottenham to win.
Okay. Ajax now. This little they always call them little boys. They are small boys. They're young, nearest. All these little players that they have, that we always call small boys. If they are able to beat Tottenham, they always call Tottenham. We all know Tottenham. They are going to bottle it in one way or the other. Either they bottle it in the semi-final, they go to the Champions League final, totally collapse. I don't feel them winning the Champions League. Do you feel Ajax?
No.
Step up in the final.
If they do, I don't think it's right to start talking about final now, because anything can happen.
Okay, that's true.
But if Tottenham do get to the final and they lose in whatever way, I don't think we can qualify that as bottom. They've overachieved. They're in the semi-finals for the first time, I think, in a very long time in their history. Yeah. They've done this while without getting any player in their squad from both last year's summer and this year's window. You get, and they've still done it while trying to keep up with qualifying for the Champions League through their league, taking third place. Yeah. So, and we should also throw in the lots of injuries that have happened to their team. Lots of their players have been injured. Harry Kane is currently injured. This is the second spell out. So whatever it is that happened, I think they can hold their head up and say, yes, we've done a good job. If they get to the final, I don't think we can call it bottom. Even now, they've tried. We get to be fair. They've tried. Yeah. They have a chance against Ajax because it's for going to come, but the odds are just against them. But then again, Tega, we've seen worse things happen in football, so anything can happen. Personally, for personal reasons, I feel it will be easier. Since we'll talk about the final, I feel it will be easier for Barcelona to play Tottenham than it will be easier for us to play Ajax, because Ajax, the players are young, they press, they don't get tired, guy. Then imagine a whole week leave. You get, they don't get tired, they run and they have a good idea of playing football. Plus, they've knocked out Real Madrid, they've knocked out Juventus, they've played Bayern Munich, and they didn't lose all these games. The only game they lost was against Real Madrid at home. You get what I'm saying, Tega?
Yeah.
So it's going to be very difficult, but an interesting game, and I will watch it. Better.
Well, you're already counting your chickens that you're going to be Liverpool. Let's wait till the second leg before you start to rejoice in your final victory.
I'm already saying we'll beat Liverpool, but me saying that we'll beat Liverpool doesn't mean we'll beat Liverpool. Liverpool are not troopers. Like I said, it's going to be difficult, but because I'm a Barcelona fan and because I'm a Messi fan and I believe in him, I'm saying Barcelona.
Europa League now. Chelsea is playing Frankfurt, Arsenal is playing Benfica. You obviously think Arsenal will make it through. So I feel you have the same opinion about Chelsea. So making it through in the semi-final. Yeah,
I do. I say Arsenal, Chelsea.
Okay, let's address an issue we've talked about on the show before, which is racism. I think we brought it up in I think our first podcast together when we did the podcast. Over the weekend, Lazio fans brought in bananas to the pitch and they literally had a huge signboard which says, Bakayoko, we brought these bananas for you. And it's just crazy how that keeps happening. And Lazio came up with a statement, all these cliche statements. Okay, it's not our fault. It's a group of fans that do not have anything to do with the club, but do not have anything to do with a passion to support Lazio. Just say all these cliche statements. I mean, this racism thing is getting out of hand in Italy, especially. And I think Bakayoko is beginning to say, okay, I don't want to stay in Italy permanently, because in January he was saying he wants to stay in AC Milan permanently because he's getting more chances to play there. He was winning man of the match and he has been on form in AC Milan, but because of this racism issue, he's kind of saying, okay, he can't see himself playing in Italy. I mean, how can this be stopped? Because I think it happened to Koulibaly the other time.
Racism is an issue that I've thought about it a lot of times, and I've talked about it a lot of times, and it's not a funny topic because it doesn't just make sense. You see all these things happening, and they're disgusting, they're disgraceful. We saw the issue with Kane earlier on. We see it a lot, and it's something that, you know, I feel it's something that is not going to stop. I think I've said it before.
Yeah,
it's going to keep on. There's no permanent fix to it. There's no. I don't, or maybe I don't know.
But clubs, I think clubs can do something to really stop it, because in the Serie A, when
so what can they do?
Okay, wait. In the Serie A, when it happened to Koulibaly, the Italian FA finally said they gave the refs power to stop the match once they see a racial abuse is happening and is prominent, like the one against Lazio, when it happened with Lazio and with Bakayoko. When it becomes prominent,
when did they happen?
They can actually.
When did they give the refs?
Immediately, after that Koulibaly backlash, when every Koulibaly was there and every player started.
When was this?
That was 2 months back or 3 months ago. That was February.
Okay, since then, Tega, yeah. How many many more racist incidents have occurred?
It's been happening. That's my point. It's happened with.
So have the referees ended the games because of
that's exactly my point. I think in Italian, in football in general, and even in the Italian league, they are not doing enough to actually help these black players, because it's.
Yeah, I agree with you when you say they are not doing enough to help in the Italian league. Yes. But ultimately, see, Tega, there's only so much you can do. See, the Italians, I don't know why they are disgust for black people. It's just spewing, and it's just increasing of recent. You can put control measures, but it's difficult to eradicate it totally. It's always going to happen. It's always going to show its ugly head. I don't know why, but it's going to happen. Can they do more? Maybe, but I don't know how.
I think they should start. For me, I think they should start removing points when you're found. When your matter. Be it the first time. Okay, it should be fine. Not this small fine they give people when they find that a player can go to club and spend the money in less than 1 second. Fine them heavily. If it keeps happening, start removing points. If you remove 9 points, it will affect the fans. If you remove. Don't close the stadium. In fact, let them be entering the stadium. Remove 9 points from their league, and deduct 9 points. It's going to affect them, because when they win 3 games, they say, okay, these 3 games are gone. We are starting afresh. So I think if they start docking points from these teams that I think Sterling said the same thing. Start removing points from these teams. If we keep on removing, then this bound to sit up and know, because this is a serious issue and they need to change. Orientation wise, they need to change, because I know it's a human issue, it's not a football issue. But the clubs need to start helping, and the FA needs to start helping these black players combat these issues. Let's talk about the PFA Player of the Year. We saw Van Dijk was voted by the players as PFA Player of the Year, and the FA Team of the Year, which was crazy to me. There was no Eddie Hazard. And then
about the team, I saw it when it came out, I think on Thursday. The team was 9 over 10 correct for me. The only exception there, or the only problem there I had was Pogba. But then it's difficult to put Eden Hazard in that position.
When do we start hearing about tactical ability of PFA Team of the Year? Hazard is supposed to be there. Remove Pogba. In fact, okay, even if we don't want to even put Hazard, let's say we don't want to put Hazard in that position. I mean, there are other players, Eriksen. I mean, midfielder. I don't believe. Anyway, it's crazy that Pogba is on that list, though.
I don't think it's crazy. He's the midfielder with the highest number of goals in the Premier League. I think he has the highest number of assists also in the Premier League. So why should he not be ahead of Eriksen? If Hazard is not going to be there, my own issue is that I think Hazard has had a better season. But then it's difficult to replace Hazard with Mane, especially considering the form that Mane is in now. He has 20 goals without penalties. His team is currently top of the league or battling for top. So it's difficult because that position that Mane plays is where Hazard plays. So it's difficult to say, okay, So I can understand them putting money there. Obviously, Sterling at the other side and Aguero, there are no debates about that.
Yeah.
Yes. My problem now is that Pogba. If we're not going to, I feel like Hazard should have replaced Pogba there. But then again, that's not where Hazard plays. But then again, like you said, when do we start caring about the position of wickets? We've seen FIFA 11 where they played maybe, I think Sergio Ramos at left back and is a
exactly.
You get so I feel like it was not fair. It was not just fair on Hazard, because if you check the stats of many of the attacking statistics, I think Hazard tops.
He's on top of all of them. Yes, except from
he's on top of a lot of them. But then again, if Hazard is not there, I think then rightly Pogba should be there, not any other person.
The only excuse I give these players that voted is because I think the vote was done in February, and that was when Pogba was on this form. When that's when Solskjaer came to Man and they were on this initial gra form when they were winning games and Pogba was scoring and dabbing, and so I think that was when this vote was carried out. So everybody was just saying, okay, Pogba is on form. He's scoring goals. Manchester United are enjoying their football. Okay, vote Pogba in. That was when the vote was carried out. So that was when Pogba will give players the excuse of, okay, Pogba was on form. But honestly, if you look at Pogba's season as a whole, he's not been up to standard, in my opinion. Welcome to Extratime. Oris, Avengers Endgame it's been the talk of the town. I mean, 1.2 billion grossing. It beats Infinity Wars by, I think, 502 million. Lord. And me myself, I've not actually watched any of the Avengers. So I took my time out today to start downloading each one by one. So I believe before we have the next podcast, I've watched every Avengers and I'll be able to be more informed on this topic and actually go to the cinema and see the end game. I mean, how do you feel about the whole Avengers stuff that has been trending for a while now?
Well, I saw it. Don't spoil it.
Yeah, don't. In fact, I know nothing about Avengers, so
we know that we've known that the movie was going to come. I think the last one, I think was not last one.
Infinity Wars or something like.
It came out last year, yeah. Yeah, and I think I watched it, and when I watched it, I was like, wow, this movie is cool. I think personally, I've not really been a fan of Marvel. Like, I've not really been a fan. I don't really follow them on
exactly.
You get so. But I watched the last one and it was very interesting. And the way it ended, the cliffhanger was so nice that okay, when is the other one coming out? And then I heard it was this year and everything. So when it came out last week in the cinema and people that have gone to watch it, I've not seen any bad rating about it. It's 3 hours long.
3 hours, exactly.
Yeah.
What do you do for 3 hours?
I don't know. Everybody that has watched the movie, nobody has a bad thing to say. A lot of people have rated it. Somebody rated it 11 over 10. Somebody said it's 10 over 10. Somebody said when she finished watching it, she wanted to go and pay extra money to the cinema people. So I think from the reviews, I've not seen anybody saying it has been overrated or the usual word that they use for.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be. I think I'll say this week. I should make our time to say this week.
Okay. Do you know how much a ticket costs? Because I was looking through Twitter and I saw someone's tweet where he put, obviously everybody's trying to brag that they are watching the end game. And I saw his tweet and I saw 3,000 naira on his ticket price. Is the ticket price that crazy for Avengers?
The price, I don't know. I think in Ibadan here, I think it's 2.5. Yes, 2.5.
Okay.
2.5. So I don't know, maybe it's depending on the person's location. I think movies are relatively cheaper in Ibadan compared to others. Maybe in some states now it can be 3,000 or 3.5 or whatever the price. But in Ibadan here, I think it's 2.5, and it will come down very soon. So, but from everybody that has been saying, because I think with the 2.5 you get popcorn and some other stuff. So I think with everybody I've seen or everybody I've heard that talked about it, they are all saying it is worth it. It's good value for the money, and plus it's 3 hours long. Normal movies are an hour plus. If it's very long, 2 hours. So 3 hours watching. With the way the last movie ended, I think it's going to be way worth it.
Yeah. Game of Thrones, something that we are familiar with and we've watched. I think I'm not a novice on this particular one. how have you seen the season as a whole? 2 episodes down. How have you seen the season? And what are your predictions to die in episode 3 that comes out maybe after this podcast? People who are listening to this podcast would have obviously watched episode 3. So what are your
Okay, yeah, the episode 3 will be out probably by the time this episode's out. So
yeah,
Game of Thrones, wow. What can I say or what can I not say? The movie has been brilliant. I think this season has been slow, but expected. You get it has been expected. Is what we those of us that followed it from the beginning is what we expected. I have a feeling the episode 3 is going to be my favorite episode ever in the history of Game of Thrones. I don't know why, but the hype it's the battle for Winterfell. We get all the major actors are in one place waiting to fight the Night King. We get to see what the Night King. I think I can't wait, guy. I can't wait because we know a lot of people are going to die. I think Tormund the Giant is going to die. I think Bran is going to die. We think Podrick is going to die.
Yeah.
I think Missandei may die. I think Grey Worm
is
and I know the funny thing about them dying is that they may probably die and come back as White Walkers. So
that's crazy. Exactly.
I swear it's just going to be heartbreaking to see. It's going to be an hour-long episode, and I think I saw on their Game of Thrones official website on Twitter, their official page rather.
Yeah.
They posted that it took the longest battle ever.
It took
55 days to film it. Imagine filming something you want to show for 1 hour for 55
1 hour 30
days.
minutes. Yes.
No, it's 1 hour. I think.
This is going to be episode 3 is going to be the longest episode ever in Game of Thrones history. So I'm thinking it's 1 hour 30 minutes.
Are you sure? Because
I'm certain. Yeah, 1 hour 20 something, or 1 hour 18 minutes, or 1 hour 20 minutes, something around.
I thought. Okay. So imagine shooting something for 55 nights just to you get so.
Yeah.
We talked last time and you were saying that you are not sure that we're going to be done with the Night King by the end of this episode, and I think you are wrong there. I think this episode is going to just be the end of the whole Night King-ish. But then again, I would not be surprised if it prolongs till next episode because, boy, the most interesting thing is that nobody can predict what's going to happen. All these things I'm saying are just BS because we may come now and we may see Jon Snow just die.
That would be tragic. Well, to hear more on Game of Thrones, we do a recap on the Viewing Center podcast every episode that comes out. We do a recap of the episode. So to hear more about that, Edmund, thanks for joining me on the show. Do you have anything you would like to promote or talk about personally going on with you?
Personally going on with me or promote? No, I don't have anything to promote for now, but something is in the works. I think very soon, so we'll be doing that. But personally, no, I'm happy. I'm grateful. I'm always grateful because life. I'm a kind of person that likes to enjoy the moment. Most times I feel like I don't even enjoy the moment so well because we're always hoping, we're always looking for, we're always searching for something better. Most of the time, we get whether it's money, financial, or relationship, or we always want to better ourselves, which is right, which is good, which is normal human thing, but in the process whereby we are trying to do that, most of us fail to actually step back for a bit and just enjoy the moment that we are currently, because at a point in our lives it was a point we wanted to get to. That's what I'm trying to do. I know my life right now is not the way I want it to be, or it's not the way I planned that it was going to be at a certain point, but I'm still enjoying it and so I'm good. I'm happy. So my message on what I want to say at the end of all this, my many talk, is that we should try to enjoy the moment as much as we can, because whatever it is that we're going through, it's not going to last forever. I think I should stop there.
Edmund, or Professor Edmund, thanks for the wise talk. I mean, I wanted to say something else after you had finished speaking, but I mean, there's no way I can better your ending speech, so I should just give up at this juncture. Thanks for on the show today. You take care of